up, yeah, back up, back up, down, back up, yeah, back up, back up. I ain't perfect, keep it earnest.
What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, baby. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's HD Rhodes coming live and direct, man. And, man, you know what? I'm going to try to control my excitement, man. I'm going to try to control my excitement, man. I'm going to try to control my excitement. Let me take this earbud off, man. I got so much to talk to y'all about today, man. I'm telling you, man, every day I'm like, it's almost like waking up and it's like, man, you know, it's like Groundhog's Day, but Christmas just gets better and better and better. I mean, like, I don't know about you guys, but have you ever had the feeling like every day gets better and better and better? I'm like, man, I don't even know how to contain myself at this point, man. Anyways, man, my name is HD Rhodes, and I'm here to go ahead and talk to you guys about the #1 business opportunity in 2025. Man, we're talking about the Vibe Company, which stands for VYB, Visualize Your Breakthrough. Pow, 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 pow. Because the company's all about you, man. And the exciting news today is we had an opportunity. And if you are listening to this, man, I'm telling you, all week, you guys need to be plugging in to this website. It's www.myvibe, as in Visualize Your Breakthrough.io. So again, the website is www.myvibe.io. And I have it. Hey, if you guys go, hey, man, I'm not hearing you. I know my voice has been real messed up over the last week. I was getting over a cold, so a lot of my words are, you know, being slurred together. Man, it's been fun, man, trying to talk to people. People like, huh? I can't hear you. What are you saying? But anyways, man, you know what? I have it posted. If you go to my story, I have a couple advertisements for it. I have one in which I recorded last night of myself telling you guys about why it's important to be on these, go to this live on myvibe.io, as well as I have a nice little cool picture that I was playing with this little AI technology, you know, just working on my presentation skills that God's blessed me to use to go ahead and get the word out. What you want to do is, I'm telling you, all this week, we're launching, man. We're launching this whole week, man. And this morning was absolutely just bonkers, man. You be like, HD, man, calm down. Man, I can't calm down. When was the last time you got to be on a live with a gentleman who's literally almost a billionaire, in which he's telling you why he put together this product to be able to teach you about DeFi, crypto, Forex, why he's got an AI robot even literally there to help you trade. So you, your family, your kids are going to be able to be blessed, man, from generations to come. He put together all this with you in mind. So that if you have kids in school, you know, if you're looking at retirement, if you just lost your job, don't worry, man. We got you. We got a way for you to be able to make as much money as you need to make from the pocket of your handheld cell phone. From the pocket of your handheld cell phone. I don't think y'all understand what I'm talking, man. Technology is so bonkers, you can go to school on your phone. And then you can go and take out the same phone and make money. Oh, man, I don't think you understand what I'm talking about, man. Maybe I'm 50 years old and I just, you know, I never seen anything like that. But you know what? I can't be that. I used to watch the Jeffersons, you know, moving on up. And then I used to watch Spacely Sprockets and the Jetsons, which is exactly where we're going right now, man. We're going into the Jetsons, man, where everything is space age. And I ain't talking about space age pimping. So all y'all don't get it twisted, man. We talking about business. We talking about technology. And now I want to talk about finances, because you know what? This is an opportunity of a lifetime. We're here to teach you to monetize your gifts. See, man, if y'all been watching any of my coffees, I've been talking a lot about the story of the talents and the minus. And I'm not going to get on a tangent about it. But what I want to tell you is God's already given you gifts. And what happens is, as a gentleman who had the pleasure of being able to go to his symposium at church on Saturday was breaking down, you know, when we were at the men's breakfast we had at my church this Saturday, a lot of people don't understand the stress and strain from their job that's killing them, man. Their health, is killing their marriage, you know what? It's because they're doing something that God didn't create them to do. They're not using their God-given gifts. They're not using their God-given ability that he gave them. They're sitting up here trading time for dollars. And that's not a good thing, man. That's the reason why a lot of good people are dying way too early. I mean, decades earlier than they were planned to. You know, you shouldn't be dying at 40 and 50 because you're so stressed at the job. You know, unfortunately, people are going, oh, well, it's in the food. But guess what? The food is one thing, but stress and strain can kill you too. And we heard this, and we had an education that we learned this weekend that mental health is connected to diet, yes, but it's also connected to the stress and strain from the lifestyle that you're living. Not just the drugs and alcohol and the food, but from you being in a job that's stressing you out because you're connecting yourself for something for money instead of being connected to something that's a gift that God gave you the passion to do. See, I could do this all day long. As you can tell, look at this, man. Smile ear to ear. I don't even need 8 hours of sleep anymore. Man, when I used to be able to drive a truck, man, I had to get, man, 6 to 8 hours of sleep. And then I yawn. I go take a shower. I had to go to work and I got a coffee. Man, I'm taking naps now, man. Yesterday, man, I fell asleep. I don't even know if it was like 9 o'clock, 9:30. I was back up by 11:30, 12 o'clock, and I was so wired. I was so excited, man, because I was just like, man, the dreams that God has given me, I can see them right here. Being able to build, you know what? Being able to build homeless, you know, not shelters, but condominiums, man. Being able to, instead of building orphanages, being able to build, you know, condos, man. Being able to have education that's quality, not for just those who are the haves, but even in the haves not. Being able to have enough money that I could be able to go into the inner city, man, and be able to change the way people live, be able to inspire them and teach them entrepreneurship, be able to teach them how to be able to do things that are honest and not against God's laws or man's laws. Man, you don't understand what I'm talking about, man. I told you I'm excited today. Y'all gonna get it right on from the real HD today, man. I'm super excited, man. I spent this morning not just on a leadership call with 70 of the top leaders in 160 countries connected to this platform, that out of 73,000 entrepreneurs who opted in the middle of a pre-launch as they were building this thing. Afterwards, we got to hear from a gentleman who's almost a billionaire talk about his products and service and technology and how it's going to be able to empower people all over the world. Mothers, fathers, aunties, grandparents. Come on, man. His technology is built at a level for beginner to intermediate to those people who are literally, you know, already experts in that industry. He's giving away 100 sessions in a course for free. Are you kidding me? Man, you talk about taking every excuse there ever was from someone being poor and broke. Man, I don't have the education. Oh, I don't have the access. Man, you got a cell phone? Well, with Vibe, if you got a cell phone, then you got access, man. And if you're a business owner, or if you're a content creator, or you're an entrepreneur, with Vibe, we're here to give you visibility. So there's no more excuses, man. So let's get to it, man. I'm so excited, man. I got to keep going about Vibe. I'm not even going to, I'll go over the trends. I'll go over the 4 income streams. Come on, man. Who's with me, man? I'll go over all that after I tell you, man, why I'm so excited, man. Because I'm telling you, after I go over just Vibe alone, y'all should be hitting me up in my DM, be like, HD, send me the free link, man, so I can go ahead and get signed up, so I could go in and get in that matrix. And all those people who want to get in after the fact that you peel this back like a banana and explain how the 40-40 plan, you know, and working for 40 years of your life, trading time for dollars, and they're not going to be able to keep up financially because of 4 income drains, you know, and how that's just going to be a liability. It's not even an asset, okay? And HD, you're going to give us the solution right now? Man, I just want that free link, man, so I can go get signed up. And then I can go ahead and get ready for my value-added course. I'm going to teach with my skill set and the gift that God gave me. Come on, man. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You say, HD, I'm on one, man. I ain't on one, man. I'm with the one. My Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, already paid the debt for all our sins. Every misstep you done ever took has already been paid, man. Y'all need to close the door on the old chapter. I don't know why you were depressed. I don't know why you're feeling low, but I'm telling you, today is a new day, man. And it's a present from God. And what you do with it is your gift back to him. That's why we call it the present day. Come on, let's get started, man. Let me tell you about this company named Vibe. It's put together by 3 super entrepreneurs. Number 1, Megan Lynch. They call her the legend maker because she literally, every company she's touched, she's become a millionaire, and she's been able to create millionaires. It don't matter how good and how bad their compensation plan is. She teamed up with her womb partner, her twin sister, Reagan Lynch. Reagan Lynch, ooh, man, you talk about organization, network skills. She works in the background and she just gets it done. Together, they're like the Wonder Twins. They don't ever deactivate. Come on. They hooked up with number 3. Man, this third owner, whoo, he almost a billionaire himself, created the technology for this platform. Come on, Andre Russell. Andre Russell, almost lost my voice already, man. Y'all better turn up the volume because I ain't going to stop for at least another 20 minutes. I got to tell you about Andre Russell, man. He put together the technology. He's been working in the technology field. And he brought the technology with Reagan's discipline to organization, with Megan's discipline and being able to network on the outside and to be like the CEO. Come on, man. And together you got the 3, man. You might, if they were in the NBA, you would call them the big 3. You know they getting the championship of business in 2025 because Vibe's taking over. Now, let me tell you why. Because their number 1 core product, when they originally started their concept of Visualize Your Breakthrough called Vibe, was going to be the Vibe Vault. And what that was going to be, is going to be an entrepreneurship academy, which they were going to be teaching people, okay? Their focus was to teach them financial literacy. But what happened is, as Megan started talking to her friends, and y'all got to forgive me because y'all know I'm getting over, God bless me. He done healed me in the body. But now, because, I wasn't feeling well, I wasn't getting enough liquid, I got to keep liquids in my body to keep my voice working for me now, so that you guys I can communicate what's going on right now. So like I said, what happened was, God put together these big 3, and together, man, they're getting ready to win a championship of entrepreneurship for you, your family, your household, your children, your children's children, your kids' kids. There's going to be a picture frame like that right there, but a picture of you, and everyone's going to say, I remember when my great-great-grandma, I remember my great-great-grandfather in 2025 invested in this technology system that was an online financial academy that's put together for entrepreneurs, content creators, and educators, and my family's been billionaires ever since because of that. And I'm talking about you. Because today you're going to see how you're going to be able to learn how to monetize your gifts, your dreams, your vision with this company Vibe. Now, it started off as being a financial literacy university academy, but as they continue to upgrade and continue to brainstorm together, they went ahead and created also Vibe Tribe. Now, Vibe Tribe is a community where you're able to literally, as an entrepreneur, educator, content creator, okay, even students, you're able to now have an online community. Imagine it's kind of like an online, what do you call it? All y'all who just got out of college, what do you guys call that sitting area? It's like a lobby where you guys hang out. You guys are talking about your classes. Y'all are talking about your dreams, your goals. You guys are networking. It's a place where you guys will work on collaboration. That's how Google got put together now. You know how YouTube got put together now. That's how Facebook got together. Come on, man. You guys have your own platform where you're able to be with minds that think alike, man. Because the importance of that is, your income is based off the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? If you add up the 5 people that you spend the most time with, who you talk to, you spend time with, maybe you work with, you go to lunch with, you spend dinner with, you're on the phone with, your income is going to be the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So don't it make sense for you to spend that time with people who are content creators, entrepreneurs, educators, people who are students of financial literacy and entrepreneurship in your own community that you can go ahead and build? Maybe, based on your industry that you're coming out of, you have a specific skill set, and some of the brightest minds, and you maybe are getting ready to retire, and you guys are looking for a community to be able to network and talk. Well, you guys bring that community to Vibe Tribe, okay? And then you guys are going to be able to put together, guess what? A special course. It's called a value-added course where together you guys can go ahead and teach those college students who are just getting out all the knowledge that you were able to gain over the last 30 or 40 years of hands-on training in the workforce. And now you guys can go ahead and sell that course. Say, what if you sold it for $30? $30 a month. People are like, why would I only do it for that? Well, because we have over 73,000 entrepreneurs who opted in this platform that's in 160 countries. Now, if you take 100 customers of theirs, that means there's 7 million eyeballs. Out of those 7 million eyeballs, if only 1,000 of those people decide they want to take this course and learn from you, maybe as a group of college students throughout Africa, Asia, India, North America, in which they want to learn your skill set because maybe you're an engineer. Hello. And they want to be able to get some real world knowledge from you in your course, online course, and they're going to pay $30. But if you have 1,000 people sign up for it, now you and your partners who put together that value added course are splitting $30,000 a month. Now, if you guys are really good at putting together a value added course and you're doing like Myron Golden talks about, and you're giving more value than you're charging for money, then you know what? They're going to tell all their friends and their family. You're going to easily have at least 1 or 2 extra people refer to you per person who signed up. So let's say that they refer 2 people each. So instead of having 1,000 people in your class on month 2, now you got 3,000 people in your class. 3,000 people at $30 each. Now you went from making $30,000 to $90,000 month 2. Now, if everyone just referred 1 person the 3rd month, now you're making $180,000 month 3. Man, you times that out right there, scale that by 12 months, man. I just showed you how to make over $2 million. Now you go, man, HD, you cold with them numbers. Hey, I spent over 10 years in the financial industry. You know what my gift was outside of the gift of gab? I didn't even know I had that till I was in college, man. And honestly, I wasn't even using this gift of gab in college because I was still shy. But you know what? God bless me. When I got a dream, I got a goal. I had an opportunity 30 years to start being mentored by a millionaire. And he told me, HD, if you want to be a millionaire, then you got to learn to think like a millionaire. You got to learn to speak like a millionaire. I said, how you going to do that? He said, you got to learn to read like a millionaire. At that time, he got a phone call, got out his Porsche 911. I looked in the back seat of his car. He had a book by Robert Kiyosaki called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's when I learned the difference between the asset and the liability. And that's what I'm trying to talk to you about today. Vibe is an asset that you can put in your pocket. I just told you how to make $2 million in your sleep, man, by collaborating with some other people who you went to work with or have the same skill set with you and deciding to create your own tribe within this organization, which is nothing more than an ecosystem of entrepreneurship, education, and technology. Come on. Now, let's talk about Vibe Global, because Vibe Global is where you're going to put that value-added course. See, if you understand anything about digital content, Myron Golden, okay, M-Y-R-O-N, Golden, he talks about if you're going to create a business in 2025, the best businesses are those that have a digital product. Why? Because you're going to put the product together once, and it's going to be working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. Come on, man. When was the last time you had a chance to put together a business platform and have a product that you're going to get paid 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 352 or 356 days a week? I mean, a year, sorry, 356 days in a year. Did the work once, passive residual income, come on. And then all you got to do is create a second product and the third product. You see where it's going and what's going to happen, man? If you put all the value into putting that product together, then it's going to create its own it's going to go ahead and generate its own referrals, man. There's no way you can start off with 1,000 people and you give them value added course. Man, I was just in a Tony Robbins and what was his name? Dean Gillespie. I can't say Dean's last name right, man. You got to forgive me. But Tony and Dean put a course together, man. It's a 3-day course, man, called Thrive 2025. And what were they talking about? Digital platform. They put together a digital AI robot. Took their best information from Dean, who was a business entrepreneur, and Tony Robbins, who teaches motivational speaker. They came together, put together 70 years of knowledge, 30 plus years of knowledge and information from the two of them combined together on an AI platform. Now they're selling it as a digital product. Come on, man. What I'm telling you ain't nothing new, but what I'm telling you is where all the big money's going, and you have an opportunity to put your brain, your gifts together with this company's money, technology, mentorship, training, and professional educators who are going to help take your business, your product, and your service from step 1 to done. So let me tell you how else they're going to do it. They're going to teach you also how to brand yourself with something called Vibe Brand Works. They're going to go ahead and help you not just put your business together, okay? Not just to be able to put your educational courses together, but they're also going to help you brand yourself. Come on, man. Now, if you know anything about branding, that means once they're done helping you brand you, you're not only going to be able to sell whatever you're branding, your course, your platform, whether your business, your service on here, but it means you can go on and take it to TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Come on now. It's your business. This is what I'm trying to tell you, man. Vibe is trying to put people in business. Vibe is trying to be able to create a brand new digital economy for all those people who are going to get left behind when they lose their job to AI over the next 18 to 24 months. Well, come on now. So let's look at this. Let's say if you know what, let me talk to all those urban entrepreneurs who like being able to put together their own merch. You like going and putting together your own t-shirts, your own caps, you know, instead of walking around in your polo sweats. Come on, you guys are walking around in your own clothes, you know. You got your own merch, man. And as they walking down the street, you're like, man, I got my own hat, bow. I got my own sweats, bow. I got my own shirts, bow. But you go, you know what, man? Wouldn't it be cool if I could go ahead and have my own shoes? Now, see, now we're talking, man. What if I tell you Vibe had over 40,000 square foot of warehouse that they went ahead and bought for this project so that they would be able to help people like yourself out there, entrepreneurs, and maybe you just don't have the economics right now available to you to be able to create your own fashion, create your own brand. But Vibes went ahead and made it easier. And just for a small portion of the profit, they're willing to go ahead and help you put it together. And all you got to do is draw it out and just go ahead and put the concept together. They're going to get the material. They already got the factories. They already got the warehouses to go ahead and put your merch out there. Are you kidding me? Whew. Let me tell you why it's a big deal. One of my good friends out here in Vancouver, man, she went to business school. You know, she just finished going to business school for the last couple of years, man. They promised her a world at this business school, and they taught her how to write her business plans. They taught her how to be able to go and to talk and to sell her business to venture capitalists. And by the time it was done, pretty much, man, she said over 99% of people who went to this school, not one of them got any venture capitalist money. After spending 2 to 3 years in the school learning, and they all came with their own business ideas and concepts. And the sad thing is at this school, a lot of these people who they are learning took some of their ideas and started running businesses with it. But imagine Vibe. Instead of taking your idea, they want to help spread your idea. They want to create visibility for you to be able to profit off your idea. And they created not just that Vibe Styles where you could sell your own merchandise. You know, like my friend in Vancouver. What's going on, Miss Phelicia? Man, Phelicia got over 100 different business ideas written in a magazine and album. Man, this girl, man, this entrepreneur, she was making cups. She was making her own clothing line. She went and got like a Cricut maker so she could make her own merch. But now, guess what, man? She's going to be able to sell it in 160 countries, and she don't have to worry about how she's going to keep up because Vibe already got a warehouse, man. Come on now. Come on now. And guess what? If you're like my buddy James down in Dallas, Texas, he just got done putting together some cool designs, in which y'all are going to love to see when he starts uploading this on Vibe's platform. Because guess what he got? He got to flip the script Negro League for baseball. These shirts in which he's got these old pictures, man, of in which he went ahead and he drew using his own free hand. He's not just a musician, he's an artist. And he's drawing these old characters from the Negro League. And he's going to be able to sell his own merchandise. Flip the script, man, the old Negro League on Vibe, man. And he can have it made in the warehouse in Vibe style. And then at the same time, you know, they get it sent out in 160 countries. Come on, man. And the coolest thing is, guess what? He's not just an artist, he's a musician. So he's going to be teaching people how to play the bass guitar because he plays professionally with jazz musicians, famous jazz musicians down in Dallas. He plays in concerts down there. Man, he plays in his church, man, every Sunday. And he even teaches classes one-on-one. But now when he's bringing his skill set for music now to Vibe Global and say he starts charging only $25 to do music. Come on, how much are you parents out there paying for a tutor to help teach your kids music? And now I'm telling you, they can learn from a professional online on Vibe Global from James Udell from Dallas, Texas for $25 a month. Are you kidding me? And so guess what? For $25, he's going to have a minimum of 2,000 people sign up this month when we launch. Come on. Man, what's that? What? 2,000 people at $25 each? That means James is going to make him how much money, man? What's that, $50,000 first month? $50,000 first month? 2,000 times 25? Come on. Second month, he going from 50,000. Everyone brings $100,000, man, just for teaching music. Come on, get out of here. And he's still going to get paid off of all that merchandise, man. Now you go, HD, that's really good, man. That's really cool. But what else you got? Guess what? They're going to, as you as a brand new entrepreneur, you starting your own business, you having your own merch, you having your own product, a new service. What if I told you they're going to, every week, they're going to spotlight you just like an online magazine, just like it's having your own commercial at the Super Bowl or PGA Tour, your own commercial. Okay, that's what it's going to be like. But it's going to be an online commercial. And imagine you put your 30-minute segment, your 30-second segment, 30 seconds, SECOND, apologize, 30-second segment. Come on, I told you, man, my mouth is dry. But 30-second segment, and you're telling everybody the name of your company, where you're located, where you're from, and you get to tell them the best thing about your company, your product and service. And now guess what? You could even take that segment and put it on all other four platforms you want. Gonna stick it on YouTube, stick it on Facebook, stick it on Instagram, stick it on TikTok, man. Come on, man. And while we got 7 million eyeballs who are drawn to you and your product, your business service, so that you're now literally able to monetize that. You tell me where you can go on and stick that you can go on and stick your business on Amazon and it's just going to sell like that. Amazon gives you accessibility, but they ain't going to drive 7 million eyeballs to your product, man. That's not what they're about, but that's what Vibe's about. Now, last but not least, man, I want to talk to you guys about Vibe Ventures. And Vibe Ventures, what that is that's a venture capitalist part of our company. Now, notice I already got the education. We already got the community, okay? We already got how you guys are going to be able to be on Vibe Global, how you're able to monetize, your value-added course. We talked about BrandWorks, how Vibe's going to create your brand. We talked about Vibe Style, where you're going to be able to go ahead and market and sell your product, right? Because we got the warehouses for you. We talked about the spotlight. So guess what? Now you in the spotlight. Come on. All your friends and family said that you were never going to be this, that. You thought you this, that. And then you got a 30-second clip that's going to go in 160 countries. And they're going to be like, what, yeah, you lucky. Come on, man. You're gonna be getting the last laugh while you sitting up here and taking that commercial to the Chamber of Commerce. Come on, what? You being able to take that same spotlight, man, everywhere you go, and be able to even put that on your own website. Speaking of websites, did I tell you about the AI technology they got that's gonna help you create your course in less than 20 minutes? All you got to have is the content. Oh, man. All you got to do is, like I told Big Rob in Washington when I called him, I said, Big Rob, what's up? He goes, HD, I know you want to talk business, but unless you're going to tell me a way in which I could do nothing but just keep teaching karate for the rest of my life, I ain't trying to hear it. I said, Big Rob, if you got a tripod, you got a cell phone, you're going to love me, man. I said, look, man, you're teaching karate. You studied for 18 years in Taiwan. Yeah. Big Rob was in Taiwan for 18 years, and he was studying karate. He grew up learning karate as a little kid. Him, his brother Ed, right? Aaron, and Rob. All three of them brothers were taking karate since they were little kids. Shout out to the Arnold family. What's up? Y'all need to hook up with your brother Rob, because Rob's about to be rich. Y'all might want to put together like a family, I don't even know what you want to call, family academy, because Big Rob's about to have Big Rob's Ninja School, and he's about to get paid. Man, if he charges simply, say, $50 per person online, and he has 1,000 people come to his course month one, that's $50,000 he's going to make in his sleep for content that he recorded by hitting record on his phone and put it on a tripod while he's teaching people live every day. Now, at the end of that month, man, if everyone refers one, that means he's going to have 2,000 a second month. And 2,000 times what? $50 is what? Second month, he's making 100,000. Everyone refers one. Third month, he's making 200,000. 200,000 times 12 is what? Come on, man. I just showed you how to make $2.4 million in the next 12 months. Come on, man. HD's on the road. Told you I'm hyped today, baby. We coming, man. Well, let's talk about this business. HD, I'm an author. What can you do for me? And HD, I mean, I'm an author, man. I could put my book on Amazon. You know what? That's what my good friend Jerome Midgette, who introduced me to this program, who's also one of the educators on Vibe Global, he said. And you know what he told me? Is once he went through his friends and family, his book was just sitting there on Amazon. He spent 18 years to write this book called Why Did God Make Man? But guess what? After 18 years of writing this book, and he was so happy, he was doing book signing and taking pictures, and he went ahead and he started getting merch. He made hats, and he made shirts, and he had sweatshirts, and he was all swagged out in his book title, Why Did God Make Man? But guess what? When he went to all his friends, then what? That stuff sat online. And so guess what he did? He then started looking at funnels. He started looking at advertising, and he started spending over $1,500 a month trying to drive traffic for people to buy that book. But then he got smart. He goes, you know what, man? He's been hearing this thing called attraction marketing. So we contacted this company and he wanted to see, you know, how much it costs for him to go ahead and learn how to do this attraction marketing. And he found out it's going to cost over $10,000. So, you know, Jerome being, you know, hey, Jerome's from Philly. That brother's smart, man. He got some hustle. He got some sense. He said, instead of going ahead and paying $10,000, why not brush off my resume, go work for them, and I can go ahead and get educated on how to do it and earn while I learn. I don't think y'all heard what I said. He said, why don't he earn while he learn? And because of that, what happened 9 months later, he went ahead and put together his YouTube page that started at zero. He applied what he learned, you know, working that job, okay? And then what happened? What happened? You know what happened? He went from 0 to over 19,000 subscribers in 6 to 8 months because of attraction marketing. Jerome's going to be teaching this course here. I guarantee you, all the entrepreneurs who signed up early, they're getting in that course. Man, why would you want to take a course to learn in business how you can go be the hunted instead of the hunter? Who wants to spend all their time making calls and sit up here having to snooze and sit up here spending all this money, you know, going in to network with people when there's a way that you can run your marketing where all your customers are calling you. All your customers are looking for you. That's called attraction marketing. Jerome's going to be teaching that for $20 a course. You go $20. Well, Jerome's smart because there's 73,000 people signed up. His is one of the first courses that's going to be sitting up there. Guess what? When you got 7 million eyeballs, okay, you don't think they're going to have at least 10,000 people sign up for his course? 10,000 people sign up for his course out of 7 million eyeballs, and it's only $20? That's $200,000 month one. Come on, man. Everyone brings one more next month. That's 400,000. Everyone brings one more. The third month, that's $800,000 in his sleep because he's recording. He's working hard, recording. But once it's recorded, it's online. Like Myron Golden said, it's now a digital product working for you 24 hours a day. And at $800,000 in a month, times that by 12 and tell me, man, I just didn't show you how to make $9.6 million this year. I'm through, man. I'm through. That's all I got to say about Vibe, man. I can tell you about the fact that they got, you know what? They got 5 income streams. I already told you about one. I can tell you that one of the income streams that connected to direct sales, but it shouldn't matter because I'm not talking to you guys about the direct sales part. I'm talking about being an entrepreneur, a content creator, or if you just want to be a student and learn how to do anything that makes money and learn from billionaires and millionaires over in Vibe's, you know, original platform, the Vibe Vault. You can sit there and day trade all day long and make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Hello. But you want me to talk to you about the other 4 income? Okay. Here, let me give you a second income stream works like a gym. If I'm working out at the gym, I go to Fitness World. I can work on my upper body, my lower body. But guess what? All they care about is I pay my $50 a month to be able to get in. They give me a fob. I swipe. I go work out. I leave. They're good. They're happy. I got my workout. They got paid. Now, imagine if they offer me an opportunity that every time I bring my friends or my family or my colleagues to work with me, you know, to go work out with me, they're going to give them a free membership. Pretty good deal so far, right? But guess what? What if they offered me when every one of my friends, family, or colleagues decided to work out at this gym with me, after their 7 days is over, they sign up for $50 like I signed up for $50. What if they told me, hey, HD, by the way, check your email. I go and I read the email, and they go, HD, by the way, why don't you let you know there's going to be a $10 credit this month on your account for your membership? I'm like, what? Imagine I go in there, I'm like, hey, man, what's going on, man? I called and said, they said there's $10 credit. What's going on? Y'all took too much money at the bank? They go, no, HD, we decided that instead of going and spending billions of dollars in advertising, we're going to go ahead and take half our advertising budget and start sending it as thank yous to those people who refer. In fact, we're going to start running a referral program with our customers at our gym. So every time they refer someone who signs up, we're going out of the $50, we're going to go in and give them 10 of the dollars. You know that's what direct sales companies did. Mary Kay, Amway, Melaleuca, Prime America. Hello. That's all they did. The money used to be in the land. When it went from the land to the factories, when they started building up all the structures of all these buildings, right, around the world, we like to call skyscrapers. The money went from the land to the buildings, and companies started making all that money, right? The money went to these factories. A lot of the people from the urban areas, the urban areas grew because the rural areas, a lot of people sold their land because they could make more money in the city than they could selling, off of their farm, their land, their chickens, their grass, whatever, their bananas, their oranges, their wheat, their tobacco, their cotton. There was more money in the city than there was in the land. 90% of the population started being like me and you, trading time for money, right? Non-stop bop on the 40-40 plan, working 40 hours a week. A lot of people are working more than that now. I'm going to get to that in a minute. And then what happened? At the end of 40 years, they were around 40% of what they couldn't get by on. Why? Because that's the way the system worked, right? Now, what happened is we went from that system to streamlined distribution. Why? Because companies want to be leaner and meaner, making more profitable. So the first thing that companies do is they start cutting away waste. Well, the most expensive thing for any business is what? The expenses. So a business in all true form is this. It's a business is created to create business revenue or profits minus their expenses. That equals that business. One of the most expensive things for most businesses is payroll. And so during we went through the streamlined distribution phase as technology got better. Instead of having to pay hundreds of people to answer the phone at Ma Bell, at Rogers, hello, at Verizon, hello, at whatever company you work on, if phone technology got better, they went from 100 people answering the phone to maybe 5 or 10 because the company's phone systems, with the technology getting better over time, they could be able to answer multiple lines, put multiple people on hold, give them shot to the voicemail. They don't need 100 people answering the phone. Same thing worked in logistics and transportation. They went from the railroad to being able to go from what? The truck to the semi-truck. Okay? They started going ahead and transporting all those things from the manufacturer to the retailer through Highway 66 from the East Coast to the West Coast. But guess what? As businesses started streamlining, they started building up their factories throughout the United States and Canada so that they didn't have to have one train ship all their computers from the East Coast to the West Coast. And if they end up missing the train going, they had to wait till next day. Nah, man. Not with the advent of the semi-truck. Now you see them highways were constantly gridlocked, nonstop, from the West Coast to the East Coast, okay? Now, when they start streamlining distribution, a lot of those companies that were built along Highway 66, a lot of those mom and pop shops, they got cut out. They got replaced by direct sales companies. Direct sales companies also went ahead and replaced a lot of sales forces and a lot of major corporations. Why? Because the salespeople are the people who have the greatest chance to be able to make the same money as the top executives and CEOs. In fact, I remember 30 years ago when I was reading, the book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It was talking about if you don't own a business, one of the best ways for you to actually get in business for yourself is to go into sales. Because when you go into sales, there's not a ceiling over your head. Okay. Now, here's the thing you got to understand. When a lot of people in corporate America got laid off, in the middle, that little pyramid, that little job, you had the CEO at the top, you had all the workers on the bottom. CEO makes more money than everyone at the bottom. No one makes more money than CEO. And based off the lower you get, the lower the income goes. That's a true pyramid. But in this case, in direct sales, what happened is based on production. In direct sales, it don't matter if you're at the top or bottom. Whoever does the most amount of work, moves the most amount of product, makes the most amount of money. I don't know what you call it, but I call that fair. So back to what I was saying when we came to this example, there was millionaires being created in a 2 to 5 year period of time with these direct sales companies. Okay. And so it was a smarter way to move product to the market was streamlined distribution. Now, as we went from there to the .com era, we've seen that a lot of money was starting to move even faster through the advent of technology, the computers, the software. You had Intel Pentium, we had Microsoft, we had Dell computers, Gateway computers, HP computers. And guess what? Jeff Bezos was sitting there and he goes, you know what, man? I have a dream, and my dream doesn't mean that I want to be in this cubicle for the next 40 years. And so he was thinking one night and he put together a business plan. He said, you know what? I want to become the #1 distributor of books. And so what did he do? He went and put together a plan together. And you know what he did? He put his business together. He started swimming just like a surfer. And he started swimming right before that big wave of technology hit the big transfer economics. And he got on the surfboard and he rode that surfboard to Amazon, being one of the #1 distributor of not only books, toys. Sorry, Toys R Us is out of business now because of Amazon.com. Technology, cell phone, health and beauty. Amazon, man, I even watched the basketball championship, this year for the NCAA March Madness on Prime. Prime's even sitting up here competing now with cable companies and Netflix. Come on, man. What am I trying to tell you, man? What I'm trying to tell you is things are changing over time. And as technology gets better, guess what? Companies are laying off more and more people, man. You know what? Just ask people at Toys R Us. Just ask all those middle managers who used to be working in these big corporations who had six-figure jobs why they had to move and start their own businesses or join a network marketing company to get back to the income they used to make, okay, in corporate America. But see, it didn't stop there because as the trends continue to change, Jeff Bezos made his billions. But guess what? So now we see a new phase going, which is social media. You have people, average people like me and you with this cell phone. We're able to hit record, put it on a tripod. And you know what? We get enough subscribers because of our visibility, like I'm talking to you about here in Vibe. We're going to give you visibility, which is customers coming to you, subscribers coming to you. You can be able to monetize that on the platform. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and those companies are going to pay you. Why? Because advertisers are going to want to now come to you and be like, hey, HD Rhodes, we see that every morning you got a thing called, you got the Daily Word with HD. And then every afternoon, you got the Daily Coffee Break with HD. And then in the evenings, you got the Live with HD. And then outside of that, you know what, HD? We know you're going to start selling merch soon. Hope you're listening. On Vibe, I'm about to start selling my merch for all three of the programs I'm running. You know why? That's monetizing the gift God gave me. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But guess what? When you do that on these other social media platforms, they call you an influencer if you have 100,000 plus subscribers. Now, Vibe has a training to be able to teach you because Jerome Midgette is going to teach you attraction marketing. Don't it make sense to at least come to Vibe and get that education as a student? Not even if you want to be just a content creator or a business owner. Just from a student standpoint alone, every college student in America should be signing up to be able to learn financial literacy, crypto, DeFi education, and Vibe Volt, and then go get their education in attraction marketing from Jerome. Man, we'll have millionaires all over the United States, America, and Canada, man, just because of Vibe. Just taking those two courses right there. Now, back to my point is, now what happens is, as I told you last week, I talked to about Megan Lynch, Tim Hobbs, Rick Reese, okay, talked to Danielle Johnson, okay, who else would I talk to? I talked to Sean Merrily. So in the last week, I talked about 7 millionaires, man. And one of the millionaires I talked to last week, he's working in technology. He's working on AI. And he was telling me how they're rapidly in the process of upgrading all these companies so that they're going to be able to make it where their online technology is able to communicate nationally. Now, there's a glitch that's taking a while for their computer systems to be able to talk because a lot of these companies had different technologists go ahead and build their online platforms and their technology and their communication so that right now it's not able to communicate. I.e., he told me what happens is, say in the West Coast, you have a major corporation, the people who they had build their technology, if they said for building one, it'd be like BDG1, okay? Barry, David, Green 1. But now say if they had another company, another part of their company in the East Coast or acquired through acquisition and mergers, another company in the East Coast, they might have said building 1 would be Barry 1, okay, Barry 2, Barry 3. Well, if you understand what I'm saying, there's not a map that's communicating now technology. So now all these technology companies are now having to go reinforce and recreate a map so that these companies' communication system is all fluent, all on one language, one policy. It's going to take time. We're looking at 18 to 24 months. Now, why is that important? Because that means y'all have 18 to 24 months to go on and get your money in order before AI takes out the jobs. The only jobs are going to be the CEOs, the people at the top, and the people at the very bottom. All them jobs that you went to college for to get your good degree so you can work in a good corporation, to be in that 40-40 plan. Don't think I forgot I was going to talk about that 40-40 plan. Guess what? Your job's going to be gone in the next, guess what, 18 to 24 months unless you're at the top, unless you're a top executive CEO. So let me explain to you why this is important. Is because if you don't have that job, man, and a lot of those jobs aren't available, you're still going to be in the same system in North America, okay? You're going to be in a 40-40 plan. You're going to try to retire off of 40% of what you were able to be making after working for the same company for 40 years if they didn't lay you behind off. But guess what? At the same time, you're going to find out that what your parents and your great-grandparents and what I have to face right now for the last 30 years as a job person before I was running my own businesses in the mortgage industry, thank you, Jesus, okay, is that if you're a W-2 employee or a T4 employee, you're going to have to pay taxes 3 times out of your life in your year, 3 times a year. you're paying taxes. Number one, every time you get paid, they're taking tax money out. Number two, every time you spend money, they're taking tax money out. And number three, every April of every year, you got to pay taxes. Now, that means if they said that you're going to get paid $100,000 a year and you're a college student who just graduated from University of Victoria or UBC or McGill, Harvard, Stanford, Yale, hello, come on, UW, Cal Berkeley, congratulations to all my college graduates. But if you get a job making $100,000 a year, guess what? You're only going to get paid $50,000 by the time they take that money out for taxes. That means you're going to be having to budget that. Now, you're excited because, hey, that's all right. It's more money I made in college, unless you're playing sports and you got NIL money. But that's another topic for another day. So anyways, back to my point is this. Now, that's what happens if you have a job. But did you know if you start your own business, you become a content creator, you go ahead and you come and get a Vibe education, a Vibe financial education, and you start your own product, your own service or value-added course. Guess what? If you make $100,000, you get to keep that $100,000 for all 12 months. So you're budgeting that. And every dollar that you spend out of that $100,000, and say you spend $60,000 this year, at the end of the year in April, you're going to take all your receipts, you're going to take your business planner, and you're going to sit down with your tax specialist and tax accountant for businesses, and they're going to show you how to be able to write off all those expenses because you're on a separate tax bracket than a regular employee. And because of that, so the regular employee who only took home $50,000 but was on salary for $100,000, or his annually income gross was $100,000, even though he only took home net $50,000, is going to pay taxes at $100,000. Whatever that tax bracket. But you as an entrepreneur, you're only going to pay based off of the $40,000 that you had left, because you have a good accountant who's going to show you how to do how to have tax write-offs. Okay. Now, why is that important? Because y'all both were supposed to get $100,000. This person really got it. You didn't. You had to pay taxes at that level. This person got it and spent it down here and didn't have to pay taxes. Now, I don't know about you, but that just makes sense. I want to be on the right side instead of the left side. I want to be able to make $100,000 and control how I spend every dollar. And then at the same time, man, here's the other thing. Because I'm a business owner, all those things that I spent money on, I have a tax protection. I have tax write-offs as a business, as an entrepreneur, because I'm building an asset, and all the liabilities are now tax write-offs. Now, what about insurance? Insurance, you got to pay insurance on your car, your house, your medical insurance, your dog, and God forbid you go on vacation 3,000 miles away. Guess what? You got to pay, you better have some kind of travel insurance. Well, guess what? As a regular person, that's just a liability. I told you earlier, liabilities are things that take money out of your pocket. Assets are things that put money into your pocket. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, guess what? All those things I just said for insurance, tax write-off, that's more money. That's more money you spent. Guess what? It's more money you get to recoup. What about interest? Credit cards, car note, mortgage, school debt because you took out that school loan. God forbid your parents paid $500,000 for you to go to Harvard or Stanford or Yale because they wanted you to be able to have that good corporate job. But they didn't tell you that good corporate job is not only going to be able to help you just this year, because every 10 years, guess what? The price of your cost of living is going to double every 10 years. So that means in 10 years, in 2035, you college graduates got to make $200,000 to live at the same standard as you are in 2025. In 2045, that means you got to be making what? 100,000, 200,000, double that, 400,000 in 20 years just to be able to live at the same standard. And in 30 years, in 2035, you better be making $800,000 to live at the same standard as today in 2025. Now, I don't know how you're going to do that just working in a job, especially when a lot of them jobs are going to be disappearing because of technology like AI. But I know if you had your own business, that guess what? Your product and service are going to be protected from inflation, because inflation, as an entrepreneur, is protected because the price of your product goes up. The price of your service goes up with inflation. It's already got a hedge of protection added in. So what's my point, man? It just makes sense for you to start a business. You go, well, how's the best way for me to start a business right now, HD? Well, Robert Kiyosaki's second book I read, okay, that came out a couple years after I read the first book, which was Rich Dad, Poor Dad 30 years ago. A couple years after that, he came out with a book that's called Cash Flow Quadrant. And in the book Cash Flow Quadrant, he said the best way for you to move to being an employee to being a business owner is to become self-employed. That's where you got your mortgage brokers, your realtors. Come on, man. You got your accountants. Yeah, guess what? The problem is there's only 24 hours a day, and they're still trading their time for money. And so as they're building up that, at least they have tax write-offs. At least interest is not kicking their butt. right? Hello. At least taxes not kicking their butt. Hello. I already explained why not going over it again. At least insurance not kicking their butt. Those are tax write-off. And guess what? Inflation ain't kicking their butt because their prices are going up at inflation. So they're protected. But here's the thing. They're still trading time for money, which means the best days of their best hours of their life is being away from the loved ones, being away from their spouse, is being away from their kids. And so in able to get their time back, what they need to be is to be able to be in a position to be able to create passive residual income, i.e. be on the right side of cash flow quadrant, which is to start incorporating themselves. Why? When you incorporate yourself, you're now going to be able to have people working for you. You're able to now be a job provider, which is one of the other reasons why you're on a separate tax system than the people who have a job versus people who create jobs. Two different tax systems. Okay. Now, what also happens is as you're a business owner, you're able to employ people and you're able to start making millions and tens of millions and hundreds of millions and billions of dollars. You're actually now going to have an asset. Money that's being made through your corporation as people go to work for you. And the smart business owners now start looking at investing that extra money into what? Investments. Most people have invested in T-bills, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. What's that? Hey, man, it's just money working for you. So what's my bottom line is? You know what? This is my bottom line. You know what? Technology is taking over, and your job's going to be gone in the next 18 to 24 months. If I was you, and I'm not, but if I was you, I would get more information about a platform that's going to teach you how to go from step one to done. That's going to teach you how to go from being employee-minded to being a business-minded. Why? Because you know what? Like I said, a multimillionaire told me 30 years ago, HD, if you want to be a millionaire, you need to speak like a millionaire, think like a millionaire, and the best thing to do is read like a millionaire. And Vibe has put together an academy that also has has a catalog of the most successful entrepreneur books and all the information that you're going to need outside of being able to help you put your business together. Now, if that makes sense, then we're on the same page. I'm excited. Now, let me tell you about, you know what, the last 3 income streams. Okay, the last 3 income streams. Remember, I talked about a value-added course. I talked about for the gym, the $50 for the gym, then paying you $10. Cool thing about Vibe is they have something that's called a 3x10 matrix. So those people who want to hear about network marketing and direct sales, this is for you. For those people who all you wanted to know about a business, how you could start your own business, or how you could go to school and learn DeFi, crypto, how to be able to become a financial consultant, or you want to find out how to be able to be a day trader, I already talked to you. You guys can go ahead and log off. Go ahead and DM me. I'll send you the link you can go ahead and get signed up for free right now. And then as we launch this week, you can go ahead and find the best package that's going to fit what you want to do with this particular platform. Now, those people who are in sales or those people who like direct sales, now I'm talking to you. Vibe has the #1, compensation plan. Why? They have a 3x10, matrix, We call it the Legends Matrix. So basically, if you remember how direct sales work with Mary Kay, Amway, Shackley, Melaleuca, whatever direct sales companies you've been with, we work on a 3x10 platform. And when you say direct sales, for all of you guys who don't want to know about direct sales, but you're still listening, this is the team of salespeople that's going to be driving eyeballs to your product, to your service, to your business. And that's why it's connected to Vibe. It's because they are going to be the middleman driving customers to your business. That's going to allow you to be able to make a living. That's going to be able to go ahead and allow you to generate the income that you're going to give to your children's children. Okay? So I'm talking to them because they're the ones who are going to be driving sales to you. They're the ones who's giving you the visibility. So y'all can go on and log off if you don't want to hear about direct sales. I'm talking to the salespeople now. So here's what happens. You guys on this 3x10 matrix, what happens is you're going to be able to literally get paid, for everyone that you go ahead and refer to this platform every month when they're paying their membership. Vibe's going to pay you $5 and $3 bills. Okay. Now, if they're on if they're teaching these value-added courses, they're going to be sending you $5 bills. If they're just people who are going to be like students or people who aren't really paying the membership for the value-added courses, then you're going to be getting the $3, okay? But imagine this. If you get 3 people and say that they're all entrepreneurs like James, who's going to be teaching music, or like Phelicia, who's going to be, building, one at a time, her 100 different business platforms and plans in which she's put together in her album with professional entrepreneurs. And as she's launching business to business, you guys are going to have opportunity to help drive traffic to them. Vibe's going to be paying you $5 for every single person that you brought in, 10 levels deep. When you do the math on that, that's well over 90,000 people who would have come in direct sales in that 3x10 matrix because of you. So $5 times 90,000 people, that's over $440,000 a month you have at your disposals. And that's just for bringing in 3 that went down 10 deep. Now, Vibe doesn't have a minimum of, or a maximum of how wide you can go. So I don't know about you, but if you've been direct sales, I'll get in. First 90 days, I'm going to focus on my 3, and I'm going to drive straight depth. 10 deep. There we go. Now I got my first $500,000 residual taken care of. Now the next 3 months, okay, so you do it quarterly like any other business. The next 3 months, I'm going to bring on 3 new entrepreneurs who want to get busy. They want to be rich. They want to be able to become 6-figure or $1 million earners. They want to live their lives. They want to be able to spend time with their wife and kids, travel the world and live their dreams. I'm going to go pick 3 new people. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to help them get started. I'm going to go ahead and launch their business, and I'm going to drive down deep. For the next 3 months, I'm going to drive 10 deep in that. So now I got $1 million. If you calculate what I'm talking about, now I got $1 million a month coming in my business just from those first 6 months. Now, on top of that, imagine HD wrote a book. HD's got merchandise. So I'm also going to be on Vi Global selling my hats, selling my shirts, selling my books. I'm also going to be teaching my class. So what we talked about earlier, man, I just showed you, man, there's already, another $4 million a month? If this sounds good to you, it gets better. Because the 4th income stream, they have a 100% match and bonus for all those people you brought in directly. So all those $5 checks, you're going to get yours, plus you're going to get an extra $5 check. So now that went from $442 to now $442 for you, what you did, and another $442 for what they did. Come on, man. It gets even better. Because guess what? The 5th income stream, you're going to get a 50% matching bonus off of that. So instead of that $442, cut that in half. I just showed you, man, if you ain't listening, man, I just showed you how you're going to make $1 million just off of that referral bonus off that 3x10 matrix. I don't know about you guys. I don't even know how you're on the phone right now, man. Right now, man, I'm literally just, my mind is just blown. I literally just got done breaking down the #1 business platform, the #1 business opportunity. And I just gave you a blueprint for you to be able to make over $1 million a month residual in 2 different parts of this platform. Whether you're a content creator, an educator, an entrepreneur, you have your own business, your own product and service, that's over here, $1 million a month. Now I showed you want to get in the direct sales side and you want to drive traffic to all those entrepreneurs, all those educators, all those content creators. There's over here, you go 3x3 for 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, and now you're making $1 million over there. Hello. You go, HD, why are we still on the phone, man? Because you know what? I got to give a shout out to my man, Matthew Plante. Okay, Matthew Plante. This man, I met him literally, okay, not even 6 weeks ago, man. We started spending time together. And when I met him, he was in a homeless shelter. And he was sitting up here working on putting together his music in a homeless shelter, man, on his cell phone. On his cell phone. Then I was hanging out with him one day, man. Me and him have only been running strong with each other. Man, it was just April 24th when I baptized him. Man, it's only May 20th, man. It hasn't even been a month yet. But why am I talking about Matthew Plante? Because this young man, even before we launched this platform, is doing something which I want y'all to understand. And this is why I don't take excuses. He went from being homeless to right now he's blowing up online. Because he's produced his own music on his phone, wrote his own lyrics on his phone, recorded his own videos on his phone, created his own beats on the phone. When I met him, he's making $100 a day out of a homeless shelter. As we started spending time together, man, God blessed me to start mentoring him, praying with him, reading the word of God with him. Man, he got encouraged. Next thing you know, man, we started working together, collaborating together, because God said when 2 or more people come together, agreeing on anything, it is done. Come on, man. It's power in 2. There's power in working together, man. And guess what? Since then, man, he went from making $100 a day, man, selling his beats, you know, to now when he started launching his own singles, man. Come on, man. A couple weeks ago, man, he was excited. He's like, HD, look, man, I made over $970-something last night. What's my point, man? My mentors told me, man, 30 years ago, if you want to be successful, man, you better have a big dream, big goal. You better have a work ethic, and you got to be coachable and teachable. Matthew Plante, Plante. He's blowing up on the gospel charts because he has a big dream, big goals. He was grinding in a homeless shelter. He's coachable and teachable. And as he comes on this platform, we sat down and talked. And just by selling his shirt, his hat, sweatsuits, and a hoodie with this platform, he's going to be making $4 million off of that before he even sells one item of his music. Come on. And he's going to start teaching on this platform how he's going to be able to teach other kids in the U.S., Canada, in the whole world, how it don't matter what their economic background is, as long as they got a cell phone, he's going to teach them how they can make music like he did from a cell phone. Go ahead and edit it from a cell phone. Go on and launch it on 4 platforms, including this one. And when these people start downloading their beats, their music, guess what? It's game over. Because I showed him how once he starts doing that, he's going to make easily $10 million this year. Man, he just released his first album 2 weeks ago. Without this platform, 500 copies were sold day one. $10 each, that's $5,000 in one day. And y'all sitting up here wondering why I'm so pumped up about this company where we're teaching people how to live their dreams and live their goals. Are you kidding me? This man was homeless, man. He was homeless. I don't want to hear no excuses, man. He was homeless. And he took his cell phone, man, and he now living his dreams. And because of this company, he's about to make $15 to $20 million. Because once he puts his music on this platform, and he has 160 countries, and he sells just 100,000 albums, he probably would do that in the first week with Vibe, man. At $10, that's $1 million. Every 100,000 albums, that's $1 million. That's $1 million. And because I showed him the numbers, he don't got to go sell his soul to the music industry. He's going to make more money than most of the people we know who are famous. Every $100,000, there's $1 million. Every 100,000 albums, there's $1 million. $1 million, $1 million, $1 million. And he's still selling his singles. He already dropped 52 singles. I'm telling you, go look him up right now. Matthew Plante. Plante. That's why HD, I can't sleep anymore, man. Because God has blessed us with a platform that it don't matter where you are. It don't matter what your skill set is. Y'all don't got to worry about selling dope in the hood no more. All y'all girls don't got to go in the strip club and go on OnlyFans no more. If you got a cell phone and you're willing to go ahead and DM me, I'm going to send you a free link that you can sign up, and I'm going to let you get a quality financial education and let you learn how to go ahead and monetize the gifts God gave you. And I ain't talking about your body, and I'm not talking about slinging drugs. I'm talking about being able to use your mind and the gift God gave you to do something that's honest and legal, doesn't violate God's laws or man's laws, and you're going to be able to get connected with a platform that's going to plug you into the top of the line technology, AI, at one of the greatest times in the world. You know, the billions of dollars were made going from the agricultural age to the industrial revolution. Okay. Billions of dollars were made in these direct sales company when they went from the industrial revolution to what? Okay. Streamline distribution. How much money you think that was made when they went from streamline distribution to the .com era? Hello. How many billions of dollars you think they made on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook as they went from the .com era, come on, to social media? Now, I want you to think about how many billionaires are about to be made with this AI technology when you combine all these things. I'm HD Rhodes. I'm out.